It is 4 after 1100 hours here on Wednesday, May the 21st, and this is technically called TECHNU, a little show I have up on ustream.tv. And so, yeah, I thought I'd express some of the progress that I'm making in my development cycle here. But I think it's probably worthy to start off really getting into the whole issue of development. And, you know, the thing is, there's no question that we can we can look at Microsoft and we can say that software development has been completely stifled by their activities. They have the gross market share. They have the gross share of the desktop operating system, and they run it like a little dictatorship, really. I mean, Bill Gates is one of the lead software barons in history, and three others working for that company who are multi-billionaires themselves aren't too far behind on that matter. But we also have some of the stifling of the hardware technology, which still goes on as well. By stifling, what I really mean is that if you of the state of computers and where computers really are, and I think that's what we really need in talking about tech, is we need to talk about where computers are really at relative to where we are with the science, with computer science. This is why I fell into computer science and started making these equations with what are computers and where are they now and why aren't they equaling. Okay. But rather than turning to software and hardware, what I did, and it was the wise decision to make, even if it was the incorrect one from a number of other perspectives, is to look at culture. And the development of computer culture has been just really, it clearly has been advancing and progressing way ahead of the software culture, which is stuck on the Linux kernel and the whole general public licensing approach. And just really, I mean, ultimately that means we're just stuck on the issue of software here. We're just stuck. It's stagnant. It's stifled. It's just like strangling from the perspective of getting anything done. With that is sort of the user interface level of things. And using portables essentially to jot down points or make quick recordings of points, or even just draw a quick diagram for someone to explain what I'm doing is a really effective form of communication. And it's really becoming more effective in another area, which is developing for me. One area is that I can get across what I'm really trying to say. And what I mean by that is that I'm not an effective communicator, but rather the kind of thing that comes out with improv or with spontaneity. And there's just something that when you do it that way, it's a hands-on sort of thing, if you will. When you do that, something comes out that otherwise wouldn't come out if you were being more calculated about it. As well as being effective here at getting across what you're trying to say to your audience. So not only do I feel that I can get across what I'm trying to say more effectively, in other words, express myself, I can get my point across to my audience, which is a communication matter. One is a matter of art, the other is a matter of communication. So the development here is art and communication. In other words, with that last point, It is just effective communication. Take your portable, you get an idea in your head, you put it down. Audio, image as a drawing on your interactive display, and jotting down something with your portable computer or whatever you have there. And then, of course, turning to our desktop, or what we might call our more static computer. I think what we have there, and this is where my real development is undergoing right now, I think this is going to be the next step, is using it to pull, I mean, this sounds obvious, but I'm off on a tangent here for the past few years of just dedicated to portables. Using the computer to pull all this information together. It's far more complicated than it sounds, because we can inundate ourselves with just mountains of data from portable devices and just spend the rest of our lives to the grave trying to sort it all out. The temptation there, of course, is the opposite. The temptation, because of the comfort of portables, because it's with you and it's right next to you all the time, you want to use it to coordinate all the data and use the personal computer to put it all together, because those personal computers, man, they can put in all those special effects, just like those, you know, amazing futuristic Hollywood people next to Silicon Valley. But sitting at a computer, the whole point there, and I'm getting away from the behavioral sciences here, but it's highly prone to mega distraction when you're at a computer, sitting at a computer. You're just prone to distraction. I sit down and I want to do a web search, and before I can even do that web search, I suddenly find 3 other things that I'm doing. Happens every time, and I know that I'm not alone on that one. That's for sure. Okay, but the portables, on the other hand, are not good multitaskers in comparison to desktop. Period. I say it that way because everything that seems to be guiding portables today is to make them into these amazing multitaskers. We have to get away from that. And it's led by all these pundits of the tech corporate profit interests. Okay? Pulling the pieces together, all those things you jot down in those quick recordings you make, takes a lot of battery power. That's why you don't want to do it on portable.